What's cracking, people? Anansi here, and welcome back to Jack 3. In the last one, we were welcomed into this new adventure by finding out that the people we saved in the last one kicked us out the city. In this one, we're going to keep on going in this new location of hard knocks and less than welcoming individuals. Let's go. Ah, Cleaver.
Well, if it isn't the newbies.
Keep yapping, Jelly Boy. We'll see who...
Bite your bum, Ratface, or I'll pound you.
Oh, great stink of the precursors. I got 2 words for you. Toothbrush.
Nice rides. You like what you see? We use these babies to make runs into the deep desert to retrieve artifacts. Tough wheels for tough work.
You said we could use one.
I did, didn't I? But not one of those. Those are for the big boys. You can use that one.
What a run!
Seems to fit you.
Get in, Dax. I'll drive.
Care to wager a little something on a race, then? If you win, I'll let you keep that little vehicle for as long as you live. And if I win,
I don't have anything.
I'd say that yappy rodent of yours is a bit bony, but skinned and buttered, he'd make a nice treat. My vehicle against him.
Forget it, buddy. Jack would never...
Done. What? Don't worry. If there's one thing I can do, it's race.
So yeah, before we get into that, these are the vehicles of the game. Yeah, and as you can tell, you can get inside all of these, but you're gonna have to unlock them first. And I know what a lot of you are thinking, Jack, really? You just bet your best friend on a race? Well, this is something that they... Also, by the way, this is going to be our first vehicle. It sucks. It's very stiff, doesn't handle very well, and it has no weapons on it. Actually, wait, yeah, that's right. I'm going to teach you how to drive. But the driving controls in Jack 3 are actually pretty good. Surprisingly speaking, they are pretty good. This particular vehicle handles poorly, I think, on purpose, to give you an idea of what the controls are like, because it's very stiff. But they will go on to, but they will give you better vehicles going forward. Let's see, now we gotta do this here. Do a power slide, nice. And this is a preview of what we're going to see in Jack X. So yeah, the controls get more refined, and since wait a minute, that's right. You can do this right here. So if you, let's see, push side to side and press 1 to jump in place. Yeah, you can pretty much do a jump turn. Don't know how you define physics like that, but you can. This is a race, and now we're going to get to the race. So they're going to pretty much jump you into it, and yeah.
Let's do this.
No countdown, just going to race.
Here we go.
But yeah, so Jack 3 is introduces the driving mechanics, and for the longest time, anytime they had oh snap. Okay, see, I always make that mistake. Don't worry, we got time to recover. But for the most part, for the longest time, anytime a platformer had like vehicle controls, or anytime any game introduced new controls that weren't the default. Excuse me, what's crack right there? They weren't seen as good. Jack 3 is one of those few exceptions where the vehicle controls are great. Even Jack 2's vehicle controls were a little bit messy, just because they weren't as focused as Jack and Daxter's were. They pretty much took the zoomer levels from Jack and Daxter and made them an open world mechanic, and I don't think they really thought that through. They work, they function, and you can race them. You can't race with them, but in the actual race sections, they show a bit of the clunkiness in their controls, especially with the fact that you can damage them and slow your vehicle down, which pretty much hampers you unnecessarily. This one is it's very different. If you take damage, you won't slow down, but you will blow up. So keep that in mind. We're in 3rd place, so we need to pick it up a little bit here. Okay. But yeah, you might be thinking, Jack, really? You bet your friend on a race? Well, in context of Jack and Daxter, the Wastelanders don't know that Jack loves to race. His passion is racing. That's a pretty fun quirk, actually. The guy who has Dark Eco in him, who shoots people and platforms, he loves vehicles. He loves to race. That's something that is his quirk, you know. It's not, and that's refreshing. It's not something crazy over the top. It's just he's a speed demon. He's an adrenaline junkie. Pass this guy here in a second. It's got to get a little bit more. There you go. I recommend saving your boost for these sections right here, because you can kind of get through it. Because the boost here lasts a long time. And actually, the boost, the duration of the boost actually depends on these vehicles. I think this one, I forget. I think this is called the Naughty Dog, actually, or the Rough Pup. I can't remember what the heck it's called. But I think this one has one of the longer boosts, and it is a surprisingly decent vehicle. It does handle very stiffly, and that's actually due to how close the wheelbase is. When you get cars that have longer wheelbases, they handle much better. So it's one of those situations where Naughty Dog did give you a kind of bum vehicle, but they do it on purpose to give you an idea, so that when you do get a better vehicle, it's like, oh wow, these controls are actually pretty good. You can actually do a little bit of damage with them. Anyway, that's pretty much it for right now. So yeah, going back to that opening cutscene from last part, I didn't really unpack too much of it. I just pretty much got to a few points of we're exiles now, we're in the desert. But yeah, the Haven City, the council, took the first opportunity they could to get rid of us. Excuse me, crew. Because of the Metalhead invasion that Crew orchestrated, and they blame you for it. So that's the premise of Jak 3. That's it, right?
Enjoy it for now, Skimmer. I said you could keep the vehicle for as long as you live. Well, we'll see how long that is, mates.
Okay, Crew. Crew Cleaver. Way to be a sore loser. So going back to an old thing, actually going back before we go into that cutscene, the reason I said in the last one that Jak 3 had a 1-year development cycle. And honestly, the opening moments of the game kind of prove that. Also, those things are going to straight at us, so you might want to get back to Spark as fast as you can. Because Crew talks about, I keep calling him Crew because he's the fat guy of the game. Cleaver talks about how he'll give you a vehicle if Deimos lets you leave the city. But in that cutscene, Cleaver is very clearly watching the match. He knows that Deimos gave you a key to leave the city. So that shows that not everything was well thought through.
Nice wheel work. My advisor here says you have vehicle skills.
I can hold my own.
This one will be of use to us, Deimos. I think you should keep him for now. Can it, Pecker?
There are a number of artifacts to be found in the wasteland. Fresh storms turn to sand and reveal items that have been buried for centuries. Take the vehicle and find as many items as you can before the storms come again. And one more thing. If you get caught in the storms, they will tear the flesh from your very bones.
Oh, great. Thanks for the pep talk.
I love Deimos. I'm not kidding. Like, Deimos is my second favorite character of the entire Jak series. Sig being number 1. But yeah, let's see, what was going on here? Oh yeah, in the cutscenes in the last one, like after you meet Cleaver, he has some dialogue that implies that you have to earn your way out of the city. But we earned that ability to leave in the mission before we met him. So it's like, so it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, what's the one over here? Yeah, there are a few instances we can kind of tell that this game was developed and created and pushed through in a year. I would say that your development time is probably spent on the story. Gotta do this right. I always do this one wrong. Can I do it right this time? Almost. Told you there was a road going through at one point. Nice environmental details. You can tell that year was spent on designing the wasteland and Spargus and a few new characters and getting a few elements right. because I'm pretty certain that the vehicle sections inside this game are just the adapted racing controllers for Crash Team Racing and Nitro Fueled. I think it was. The Crash Bandicoot Racing series that Naughty Dog did a few years back, or a few years before this game. Yeah, it recently got re-released on PlayStation as an HD collection. Not as an HD collection, as an HD remake, which I hear did pretty good. Aside from one very sketchy business practice, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do this right here. Okay. Oh, by the way, blowing up the Marauders are how we get boosts. And since we don't have any guns on this, guess what we're not getting right now. So right now you're just relying purely on your vehicle skills to get through. Also, that thing right there looks a lot like that item that the peddler was trying to sell to the viewer in Aladdin. Side note, always thought about that. But yeah, Cleaver makes a comment if you ever leave the city, or if the game was released, you should permission to leave the city. It's like, we got that in the last one, man. I think you would have seen that. I think you should have seen that. Also, yeah, we pay attention to that artifact we just got. It is not just a story artifact we just in the last one that we just got. Man, I am not able to talk today. Yeah. But yeah, going off of that, even though Jak 3 was pushed through in a year, it still is pretty technically solid, and we'll get to the parts that kind of feel like they were done in a year, and I didn't have a lot of time to really stew as they needed to. But all in all, I still think it's a really good game. It's definitely the best of the series in my opinion, which tells you how good it could be if the best of the series was rushed through in a year. Just saying. Hey, almost there.
Good work. That was close.
Oh, are you beginning to care? Demo says...
My concern was for the artifacts, and we will use them well. That armor you found, it is very rare indeed. Petter here says it's the very armor Ma once wore in his battles for this planet long ago. Keep it for yourself. Trust me, you'll need it.
Receive new armor. Yeah, so in Jak 3, you'll be getting health upgrades. Yeah, in the form of armor. And I want to say right now, I haven't talked about it recently, but Jak 3 is probably my favorite Jak and Daxter design because it's a mixture of his original Jak and Daxter design and Jak 2. They mix it up well enough that it kind of feels like a natural progression. And that's the thing about Jak 3. No, wait, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, the opening cutscene that greets you every time you start the game up. Yeah, that cutscene greets you every time you start the game up. Pretty much confers to you everything you need to know. Oh wait, they're right here. We'll talk about it during this mission.
You are still here?
Yeah, we thought we'd hang out, catch some rays.
This isn't a game. I am Sim. We monks are sworn to discover and protect the secrets of the precursors. These leaper mounts allow us to travel where you cannot.
Man, those babies sure stuffed their faces. We saw one gulp a load of kangaroos not too long ago. Stupid rats. They just sat...
You will never last out here. That dark eco-crystal from the satellite. I want it before it falls into the wrong hands. I'll wager a light crystal against it if you race my monks on their leapers. Sien Komtama. Baruch, Baruch.
Just show us where the starting line is. On your monk, get set, ride!
Not gonna lie, these leaper lizard races are very difficult. They're a lot like the swoop race that you have to do against Errol in Jak 2, because you have to run through rings. They can be very difficult because the monks will always be close on you, and jumping through some of these rings can be very tricky because they will pop up right in front of you, and you might not have enough time to react to them. Also, don't get used to the leaper lizard running this fast. They only do it in the race sections. But yeah, the opening cutscene tells you essentially three things. That soon after they beat Core, there were metalheads that were able to survive without him, which kind of oh, see, I think I just lost right there. No, I got a little bit of time. But yeah, they tell you that it confers to you that even though Core is dead, the metalheads are not a hive mind. They pretty much the strongest metalheads can survive without the leader. Probably eventually becoming the next metalhead leader if they survive long enough. Also, the metalheads were assaulting the city, assaulting the palace, looking for something. Let's see, I think I'm close to the end here. Yeah, I think I lost this. There we go. I'm gonna pull this back. Since I'm running my mouth. I pulled it back!
Oh yeah!
Ha! We kicked your scaly tail! Back off, you filthy animal!
Fine, hero. The crystal is yours. The two types, light and dark, when combined, form great energies. Be careful with them. And when you die, do be kind enough to give them back.
I don't plan on it. Why are you so obsessed with death?
Because of that, the day star approaches, and every day it grows brighter. This planet's final trial is coming.
The Daystar. You see the light eco crystal. So yeah, these are our plot MacGuffins for the game. And yeah, you'll see what they do when we get all of them. But yeah, so the opening cutscene, for the most part, what's the one over here? It tells you that they pretty much turned on Jack the instant everything went down the drain. Doesn't matter that he saved them, saved them from the oppression of the Baron practice, actually saved them from Core. He pretty much single-handedly beat back two of the main issues facing Haven City because he was connected to Crew. And because Crew's the one who sold out the city to the metalheads, they went after him and pinned the blame on him, even though Crew is dead. Which shows you that Crew is still having an effect on the story of this world even after his death. Like, all this is because we had some dealings with Crew. Don't know why I didn't get torn up on those charges, probably because he was the leader of the Crimson Guard, maybe the leader of the new Crimson Guard. Also, the Crimson Guard's still around. Yeah, we learned that too. Like, really look through that opening scene. It's a pretty well done piece of narrative. Anyway, let's get back into the garage. See what's going on here.
You guys looking for a bit of action? The scope shows a group of metalheads moving through the desert not too far from here. I don't like metalheads almost as much as I don't like you. And you've got some proving to do. Intercept those bad boys and give them hell. Who knows? You might even get a few toys for your effort.
Why does it sound like you're leaving out the dangerous parts? Jack, I'm getting some nasty juju vibes here. I don't have these whiskers for nothing, you know.
Relax. We can handle a few metalheads.
Have you ever seen a wasteland metalhead?
No. Why?
Nothing. Just wondering. Go get 'em, heroes.
And we are introduced to the concept of wasteland metalheads, which you can see in the corner there. By the way, at the end, we did see the wasteland at the end of Jack 2 when we fought Core. The metalhead nest was in the wasteland. So, theoretically, we could probably visit there if they want to put it in the game. They might have actually done it if they had enough time to do so. But yeah, here are our wasteland metalheads that we gotta gun down. Also, this vehicle right here, you don't know it yet, but it kind of unofficially becomes Jack's main vehicle. This is the Sand Shark, and it makes a lot of appearances inside the series going forward. Well, I say a lot of appearances, mostly 2, but yeah, it's actually my favorite one in terms of pure like it being just a car, but it's my second favorite one in terms of like what vehicles we get inside the game, you know. And that's one down. So yeah, wasteland metalheads. And no, we don't get any skull gems. As a matter of fact, I don't think we collect skull gems inside this game. Maybe you do. I have to remember. It's been a minute. But I don't think you... Wait, yeah, wait a minute. I think you do collect skull gems, but I think they're used for a different purpose. Well, they're used for different things rather than getting Jack dark powers. Now have to be careful because these things will mess you up. And as you kill them, they will end up doing extra things. Like this one is shooting out bombs now that we killed one of them. Another one down, and yeah, so let's be careful. But yeah, that's all I want to say about the opening cutscene. It pretty much sets up the entire narrative in pretty good fashion. Introduces Vigor, which you know is probably one of the better written characters in the Jack series, even if he does come out of nowhere. And we'll get into that as we go forward. No, where is it? There you are. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, you thought you could take me, didn't you? But you can't. Also, I think I might have told you guys Scene's name. Ah, crap. Yep, see, that's why you don't want to be in front of them, because they will knock you back a ways. And they can combo you, so be very careful about that. That attack, oddly enough, doesn't do a lot of damage, but you still don't want to get hit by it too often. Okay, come on. He's dead. Now for the last one. Alright, come on. Come on. And we thought the metalheads that to deal with in Jack 2 were bad. The Wasteland's like, huh, you call those metalheads? Please. I'm like, oh, come on. Avoid getting hit. Almost got hit there. Okay, there we go. Ha, you missed. Nope, he ain't dead. Tough. There we go.
Metalhead Commander, report. What's happening? If you lost that cargo and you're still alive, I'll kill you myself. I want every dark eco crystal you can find. Time is short. Did you hear me? Wait, not you.
I don't like the sound of your voice.
Ha! You sure kick sand in his face. Oh yeah, that was good.
That face looks familiar.
Now you're getting paranoid, buddy boy. Come on, Bigfoot, let's get back. This desert gives me the creeps.
Alright, there we go. Now back to Spargus. Interesting. So the metalheads are being led by a human. Which, by the way, I found out recently that apparently the people in Jack and Daxter are called humans. Kind of takes a bit of the mystique out of it right there. But you know what? Screw it. We'll stick with it. Oh, I went the wrong way. Went the wrong way. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I think I go this way here. Okay, come on. Here we go. Oh, they are on me. Come on, Sand Shark, let's keep this going. I used to have this entire map memorized, now I don't. Let's go here, let's go here, let's keep on, keeping on. But yeah, so, Dark Eco Crystals, yeah, I honestly have nothing to say right now. It's pretty much like I've gotten as much out of me as you can at the moment, especially since we got to end the episode off right about, excuse me, now. There we go. There we go, Sand Shark. Now what's this thing called again? The Tough Puppy. Okay. Anyway, this has been Jack 3. I've been Anansi, and I will catch you later. Peace out.